Well, we're actually here to recover them because they're being used as suppressors.
Do you have a warrant?
I don't have a warrant. If you let me finish, I can talk to you.
Well, that's what we thought, but then he wouldn't get in the car.
Trying to get in on his house?
If he is an actual police officer, he got to be ashamed of himself.
You are not allowed to ride out on sidewalks, and you're not allowed to ride it in crosswalks. All right?
Specialized units into the area to ensure the safety of the community residents and to conduct a manhunt for anyone involved.
I don't need the medic. The taser didn't bother me.
You just said call an ambulance. We don't
Now you don't want one. Get in the car.
in the car.
Number 4, hot mess. All right, buckle up, folks. We've got a wild story about the ATF knocking on the wrong American's door. So the ATF, you know, the guys in charge of regulating alcohol, tobacco, and firearms, have been making headlines recently, but not for the usual reasons. Oh no, they're not going after the big league criminals causing chaos in major cities like Chicago and New York. Nope, they've got their sights set on law-abiding citizens, and it's getting downright bizarre. So what's the ATF's bone to pick? Forced reset triggers, these little gadgets that supposedly turn regular guns into mash guns. Now, I don't know about you, but I went to the range, tried one of those triggers, and guess what? My finger is like lightning. Couldn't tell the difference. But the ATF is on a mission, going door to door trying to snatch these triggers like they're the holy grail of crime prevention. Now, the real head scratcher is how the ATF is getting the lowdown on who bought these triggers. Like, are gun stores turning into chatty Cathys, spilling customer info to Uncle Sam? Some folks are saying it might be gunbroker.com, ATF playing secret shopper and strong-arming sellers into revealing buyer details. Sneaky, right? But wait, it gets better. ATF's also on the prowl for something called solvent traps. What the heck are those, you ask? Well, they're supposed to catch cleaning products while you're tidying up your gun, but folks started using them as makeshift suppressors. ATF agents show up at this dude's house claiming he ordered one, and things get heated. The homeowner, a total champ, refuses to play ball without a warrant.
Hey, sir, how are you? Good.
Hey, Nick, what's going on, man?
How's it going?
Hey, with the ATF.
Okay.
About your gun laws, but they aren't worried about that. They're worried about the good old law-abiding American.
Well, we're actually here to recover them because they're being used as suppressors.
Do you have a warrant?
I don't have a warrant. If you let me finish, I can talk to you.
We know what you're using it for, correct? Well, do you know what he's using it for? Or are you asking a question?
I'm here about a solvent trap that you ordered.
Okay.
Do you still have it?
I'm not going to answer any questions.
Okay.
He's not asking if you have a warrant for you to try to go a different route with this conversation.
And have it destroyed. But since you're being such a polite person...
The ATF agent tries to sweet-talk him, throwing shade about being on a watch list. It's like they're trying to strong-arm him into giving up the goods. Intimidation level? Expert. Now here's the kicker. They're concerned about suppressors being used in crime. Hold on a sec. When was the last time you heard about a suppressor being used in a downtown Chicago shootout? Exactly. It's like the ATF is living in a Hollywood movie. Long story short, this whole saga is a hot mess. ATF agents trying to flex without warrants, homeowners standing their ground, and everyone wondering if the priorities are all whack. It's like they're chasing shadows while real criminals are out there playing a different game. Number 3, James Burke. Buckle up because this story's a roller coaster. Picture this, ATF agent James Burke, a seasoned 16-year veteran, just doing his job on a regular Tuesday in 2020. He's on a mission to snatch back a shotgun from someone not supposed to have it. Sounds routine, right? Well, not this time. There's Burke, dressed all professional-like, credentials dangling from his neck, knocking on a door like he's selling Girl Scout cookies. But little did he know, this was about to turn into a scene from an action movie. The person inside gets all paranoid, calls 911, and decides not to open the door. Drama level? Over 9,000. Dispatch sends Officer Fig and Winchell to the scene. Now you'd think showing your badge and yelling, "Hey, I'm a federal agent," with your hands up would be enough. But oh no, not in this script. Fig goes all John Wick, whips out his gun and screams, "Get on the ground!" Burke, probably thinking, is this a hidden camera show, complies, but the officers keep their guns aimed at him for a whopping 90 seconds. Must have felt like an eternity. Now here's where it gets wild. Despite Burke being as chill as a cucumber, they decide to use a taser on him.
Hey, turn around. Let me see your hands. Turn around. Let me see your hands. Okay, let me see your hands.
Get on you. Face down. On the ground. Face down now. Face down.
Our officers on edge, bro. We were finally able to get the call. to open the door. I tell him, I'm sorry, I can't.
I don't need the medic. The taser didn't bother me.
You just said call an ambulance. We don't need
Now you don't want one. Get in the car.
in the car.
Well, that's what we thought, but then he wouldn't get in the car.
Trying to get in on his house.
If he is an actual police officer, he ought to be ashamed of himself. Get on the ground now!
I'm a federal agent.
917-110-3.
Sir,
Get your legs in.
I need air. Sir, please, call an ambulance. I'm asking for an
You
ambulance.
got a medic coming. Get in the car.
Face down, no resistance, but they zap him like he's auditioning for a superhero role. Burke's there pleading for mercy, trying to catch his breath, and the officers are just playing hard to get. Fast forward an hour, and they release Burke without any charges. But wait, the plot thickens. Burke, feeling wronged and probably a bit electrified, slaps a lawsuit on the city and the officers, claiming he was as harmless as a teddy bear during a pillow fight. The lawsuit? It's all about excessive force, lack of ID check finesse, and a dash of constitutional drama. Burke says, I posed zero threat, guys, while the city and officers are probably trying to figure out how they ended up in this legal soap opera. In a nutshell, this incident's a head-scratcher. An ATF agent doing his thing, a 911 call turning into a showdown, and a taser making a cameo in a routine. Number 2. Scooter Saga. We're diving into the saga of Jennifer G-Man, a woman from Brookings, Oregon, who found herself in a whirlwind of trouble just trying to ride her mobility scooter home. Yep, you heard it right. Picture this, it's 2018 and Jennifer's out with her friends, cruising around town on her trusty mobility scooter. It's not a Harley, but it gets the job done. Now, the night takes a nosedive when the Brookings police, like scooter vigilantes, decide to rain on her parade. They pull her over, claiming she can't ride on sidewalks or crosswalks, and insists she must wear a safety helmet. Scooter drama unfolds. Cue Jennifer's frustration as she tries to explain that her ride is not some high-speed getaway vehicle. She even compares it to Ira, the blue guy with the eyeball thing. But oh no, the officers are on a roll, lecturing her on scooter etiquette like they're Scooter 101 professors. They demand her ID, and here's where it gets bizarre. They keep it hostage, refusing to give it back until they finish their scooter rules lecture. Talk about an unconventional class. Jennifer, clearly over it, just wants to go home. But no, the officers are on a mission. They hand her multiple citations, and if that wasn't enough, they drop the bomb. She's not allowed to ride her scooter home because she's not wearing a helmet. Oh, the horror! Now, in a move that could rival any slow-speed chase in Hollywood, Jennifer decides to ride her scooter home anyway. The officers, not to be outdone, pursue her, resulting in a grand finale and arrest. Yeah, you heard it right, a scooter pursuit ending in cuffs. Jennifer gets hit with a felony charge for evading the police, spends 5 days in the slammer, but here's where it gets good. The Oregon Court of Appeals flips the script, overturning the felony conviction. Her lawyer argues that the officers violated the Americans with Disabilities Act and the Fourth Amendment, and guess what? The city of Brookings decides to settle the case for a cool $300,000. As part of the deal, they throw in a handwritten apology to Jennifer, acknowledging the whole mess.
So we stopped you because it was actually looked up before, okay? You can't ride this in a crosswalk.
You chose to drive tonight or ride this tonight without a helmet.
Thank you.
So, I'm telling you right now.
Okay, you already gave me a ticket for it. Goodbye.
You are not allowed to ride it on sidewalks, and you're not allowed to ride it in crosswalks. Alright?
Fine!
Put your hands behind your back.
Stop! It's not electronic scooter, and I can ride it on a sidewalk.
Is it gas powered?
No, it's not gas. Thank you. I want to leave.
That's fine.
I'm going to get pneumonia.
Okay.
Have me the ticket.
So, until you get a helmet, you are not allowed to drive this thing.
No, I just want to go. I can look them up myself. I'm cold, and I want to go and shower. Oh, really?
Plus, the officers are getting a crash course, pun intended, on the Americans with Disabilities Act. Talk about a scooter saga with a silver lining. Number 1, shot in the face. There was a commotion in Chicago's back of the yards neighborhood. ATF agents rolling into the streets like they own the place, K-9 units on the prowl, and armed officers on a mission. They weren't just doing a neighborhood tour, they were executing warrants as part of a big investigation. The response was no joke. Law enforcement agencies, local, state, federal, you name it, teamed up to track down the shooter. It was like a scene from an action movie, with officers canvassing the area, chasing suspects, and even searching rooftops. They mean business.
It's underway for the gunman who shot a federal agent in Chicago this morning. The agent with the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms is
manhunt in Chicago after an ATF agent on an undercover mission was ambushed and shot in the face.
Specialized units into the area to ensure the safety of the community residents and to conduct a manhunt for anyone involved.
In the shooting of that agent.
He was shot early this morning during an undercover operation. We have team coverage.
We will knock on every door, talk to every witness, watch every piece of video.
They were working in an undercover capacity, so we're limited in what we can say about what they were doing and why they were doing.
That neighborhood now flooded by police, and the police superintendent asking for the public's help and sending the suspect.
Chicago's top cop, Superintendent Eddie Johnson, wasn't mincing words either. He sent a clear message to the shooter: "We will find you." No stone left unturned. They're knocking on doors, talking to witnesses, and analyzing every piece of evidence. To spice things up, there's a bounty on the shooter's head, $61,000 worth of rewards. FBI, ATF, U.S. Marshals, and even a community activist chipped in. Now that's some serious cash for anyone with the right info. The neighborhood is on lockdown mode, and the streets are swarming with law enforcement. This isn't the first rodeo, though. Sadly, the area has seen its fair share of violence. Alderman Raymond Lopez put it plain and simple: for many, this is just another day dealing with the harsh reality of their neighborhood. That's all for this video, folks. We'll see you next time.